Yes.
Coming to you from Redmond, Washington.
That's right.
It's 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For you that don't know where Redmond is, we're just north of Seattle, and we are so excited to be here with you. My name is Laura Esquivel.
And I'm Elena Kunkel.
And we have the honor of being your hosts for the 10th annual Freedom
10!
Dinner.
This is a big deal.
10, such a big deal. And you know, we are states away. So many of you are tuning in from different time zones.
That's
so
right.
we don't even know whether we should say good morning or good evening or good middle of the night. Not quite sure. But we want to interact with you. We are going to have an incredible night of impact.
That's right.
And we have made a way so that we can feel like we are together tonight. We actually have a chat. If you look at the page that you're tuning in on and look
right over
just
here.
right over here, you will be able to say hello to us. We will be interacting with you. And we just want to let you know that because we're live, there is a little bit of a delay.
It's normal.
So this is what it's going to kind of be like. So we'll say something here, and it won't get to you until about 90 seconds later. So
Right.
it's like,
Hello.
hello. So we're just going to roll with that tonight. So if you say something in the chat like, Elena, I really love your hair.
Thank you,
And we
by the
don't
way.
respond right away, it's because we are in a delay.
That's
so
right.
that's just how it goes. But we are so excited that we have all 50 states
All 50 states.
represented
That
and
is so
over 10
great.
countries that are
That's
joining
right.
in. You know, South Dakota,
Yeah,
you
you-
took a minute to get to us.
Vermont
So, yeah,
and South
yes,
Dakota, you
we
really
had
made
to
us
really
work for it.
for that one. Yep.
Yeah, and like Laura said, this is a two-way conversation. There is that chat. And you know what? I know my mom and dad are watching.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
My daughter is watching. My husband is watching. And Laura, your boys are watching?
Yes, my husband, my 3 boys. Hey, guys. And you know what? We have also our team.
That's
That
right.
is here, our Rescue Freedom team. You can't see them, but they are with us. They're over there, right over there. It takes so many people to make this happen. And
Yes.
we've been able to come together for impact for over 10 years. You know, Elena, I remember my first Freedom Dinner.
me
It
about
was
it.
back in 2018. I walked into the Maidenbauer Center in Bellevue, Washington, in this huge ballroom. And there were hundreds of people in the room. And I just remember distinctly feeling just the sense of impact that we were going to make together. Everyone was united for one purpose, and that was to end sex trafficking. I was inspired.
Yes, that is so inspiring because there is unity in this moment. If this is your first Freedom Dinner, first of all, great job.
Yeah, you're
This
here.
is 10 years. This is so exciting. We are incredibly happy that you are here. You know, last year was my first Freedom Dinner, and it was our first ever virtual event. And we're just going to be real with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we had no idea how it was going to go.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know if our technology was
it
going to work.
It was a nail biter. I'm like still recovering.
Yeah.
My nails, my poor nails.
That's right. We didn't know if our tech was going to work or if you were going to show up, but you did bigger than ever before, and you are doing that now, and we
Yeah.
are going to have so much fun together.
So good. And as I mentioned before, we have that chat, and we want to interact with you. And so why don't you start things off by letting us know if this is your first Freedom Dinner, or what was your first Freedom Dinner?
let us
Who
know.
were you with? How did you feel? And Elena, I know this week we've been reminiscing with our team about the Freedom Dinners of the past, and I think we need to have our president and
Yeah, I
CEO,
think we need to get him
Jeremy
up here.
Valerian,
Yeah.
come up
Come
here
on up
and
here.
just share a little bit about these past 10 years.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Well, welcome. We are so excited that
Yeah.
you're here, that you're tuning in from all 50 states.
That's right.
absolutely
Good.
amazing. So 10th anniversary. Of course, I've been thinking back on the very first Freedom
Yeah, what
Dinner.
was that like?
We had about 70 people, 10 years ago at the first Freedom Dinner, about 70 people here in the Seattle area. And it is just absolutely unbelievable that now we have people tuning in from all 50 states. Believe it or not, tonight's presenting sponsor, Cafe Luso, some of the most
Yes.
amazing coffee in the entire world. They were actually our
really
very
good.
first sponsor at that first Freedom Dinner,
Yeah.
10 Freedom Dinners ago. So
Yeah.
Cafe Luso, thank you for coming back, for being
Yeah.
with us on this journey since the very first Freedom Dinner.
And so 75 people in the very beginning. And wasn't there one moment a few years later that there was 200 people and you had a rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, I think it might have been closer to 300.
300.
So we
Come
outgrew
on.
that first venue in Bellevue, and then we moved it to another venue.
Yeah.
And part of what we like to do when we're in person is just to kind of keep people on their toes, mix it up a little bit. And so we actually kicked off the event with a full room rock, paper, scissors tournament. And if you lost, you had to cheer for the person by name that you lost to. And so the groups kept accumulating until there were 2 people on stage playing rock, paper, scissors with half the room chanting the name of one person, half the room chanting the name of the other person. And it was absolutely amazing. Jerry Brown, if you're tuning in tonight, you actually won that game of rock, paper, scissors and got a prize out of that. So congratulations.
Yeah, and that moment in 2019, that confetti moment.
Yes.
That was incredible.
Yeah, that's definitely gone down in the history books. So if you were at our last in-person event in 2019, that was our biggest that we had up to that point. And we had exceeded the goal, but we were kind of frantically tallying all the numbers. And actually, Laura and I got on the stage getting ready to announce the sum for the night. And we had put giant confetti cannons at all the tables. And so people were getting ready. They had their confetti cannons. We're about to announce the total. And then somebody accidentally launched their confetti cannon. And it just started this chain reaction. Every cannon went off, and we didn't even get to announce the total until it was amazing. People were just so excited. We blew the goal out of the water. And we're just so amazed at the way this community has rallied. For all of you who have tuned in, some of you are hosting parties with friends, with family. You've invited friends all over the country, and again, all 50 states tuning in to join together in the fight against slavery. So 10 years together. Thank you. I can't wait to see what the next decade has in store.
So good, Jeremy. Well, we're excited to hear from you.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Yes,
tonight.
thank you, Jeremy.
This event has truly become so special year after year. It is our favorite night of the year as a team.
Yes, it is.
And many of you are joining us for the first time, and you're like, Freedom Dinner, okay, am I going to watch them eat spaghetti? Like, what is this all about?
Does sound good.
Over 50% of you are brand new to joining tonight, and so we say welcome. We're excited to let you know who we are and what we get to do together.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, new people, this is really, truly the best year you could have joined us. We have been outgrowing spaces, and we don't need a physical space to join anymore. And that is why we say one mission, many homes. That is our theme tonight. This is a global gathering to end sex trafficking. So let us introduce ourselves. We are Rescue Freedom, and we are here with one mission tonight, and that is to bring freedom from human trafficking. Because, friends, we believe that sex trafficking is wrong. It is a violation of basic human rights. That we are not free until we are all free. And freedom matters because people matter. You know, we believe that every single human being has inherent value and dignity. And that's why freedom from human trafficking is what we're fighting tonight. And we're here to make sure it ends for good. And before we get further into the night, we just have to thank our presenting sponsor, Cafe Luso. Jeremy just mentioned him. He's been around since Freedom Dinner 1. That is so exciting, Cafe Luso, and all of our other sponsors. We need to thank Zarmada, Purpose Boutique, ML Jackson Real Estate, and Exequar Capital. Thank you so much. You are making this night possible.
Yeah, thank you. We are so grateful to everyone that is making this night possible.
Yes.
You know, this community really causes us to dream big, and we are doing that this year. We are believing in a big goal, big monetary goal tonight. We believe that we can raise $600,000. Come on.
Yes,
we believe that because we
yes.
believe in you. You
That's
who
right.
are tuning in. There are hundreds of people joining tonight, and you are compelling us forward with that hope for freedom. And that is truly what drives us as Rescue Freedom. We are a team of abolitionists. We are people that are fighting against sex trafficking because you know what? We believe that every human deserves freedom and dignity.
Yep, that's what it's all about. And that's why we believe we can get to that $600,000. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's just talk about where we are.
we?
I mean, we might be in your phone. We
Or
might be
your
on your
computer
smart
screen.
TV. Yeah.
In a rectangle.
That's right. Laura, why don't, just take a moment to familiarize yourself with the page. We've got that chat like you talked about.
Yeah,
I see that we have some new people. I see someone saying that they're a first timer. That is so
Love
exciting.
that.
Welcome. We love that.
good.
You know what? We have made it incredibly easy for you to make an impact tonight. We have a donate button right over
there.
here. I
Yep,
think it's
right
right
there.
over here. I
Yes.
think we have another one right
Right
below here. And then we have a couple more down the page. And during the night, we've made it super easy for you to give. You can give via credit card at any time. You can give via donor advised fund. And tonight, when you choose to give, you get to step into impact. You get to pull up a seat, you get to pull up a pillow, pull up a yoga mat, whatever you're hanging out in at home at, whatever you're watching from, pull up a seat at the World Changers table tonight and help us make a difference.
Yes, Elena, and each donation matters.
Yeah.
And we think that we have something pretty fun on the event page. So each time you donate, a bubble goes across with the donation amount. So we get to celebrate together when $100 is given or $5,000 is given. Let's go.
Let's go. I love that. You know what? And as you see that bar get closer, that's not just money, that's not just dollars. That's us getting closer to a world where exploitation no longer exists. And use the chat. When something moves you, when you're inspired by something, we have team members on the other side of the screen waiting to interact and talk to you, and they want to know what's inspiring you. Tonight, friends, we're going to have special musical guests. You're going to hear untold stories from the field. You're going to hear from our local partners and from our CEO, and Jeremy Valloran's going to come back on again. It is going to be a really big night. And you know what? Tonight, you are helping free over 10 people each and every week. When you give tonight, that is what you are stepping into. You are creating stories of prevention where exploitation never happened. You are helping put kids back in school so that they could learn and that they can imagine and dream again. And something that I am personally excited about is our policy and advocacy work, where you are helping change laws that protect survivors, and you are making legislation to make sex trafficking illegal. But before we move on, we have some really exciting news that I like to pretend that I'm telling Laura for the first time.
But in reality, I was in the meetings.
She's been around.
I know the news.
Yeah, she knows
but you
the news.
don't, and we're
you
excited
don't.
to tell you.
We have a match for $100,000.
$100,000. What does that mean? What does a match mean?
That means that anything you give right now will be doubled. Anything you give right now will be doubled, meaning you can make 2 times the impact in this fight against sex trafficking. Right now, you can be the bridge for people to step out of exploitation and into things like empowerment, resilience, passion, joy, meaning, purpose, hope. I mean, this is a really big deal.
That is so good. And that's what we get to do together. But that's also who you are. That's who this community is. And you continue to inspire us, and you're making this mission possible. You know, we have seen you time and time again show up. You have been raising money in a coffee shop, hiking trails, climbing mountains, hosting dinners, hosting bake sales, growing a beard or shaving a beard. But you continue to show up month after month because you want your voice to be heard. We are one collective voice, and that's a voice for freedom. We want to fight for freedom. So on that note, we really want to take this next moment to highlight you as our supporters. We could not do this without you. So please welcome our longtime supporters, Donald and Betsy Miller.
Hi everybody, I'm Betsy Miller.
And I'm Donald Miller.
And I am the board chair for Rescue Freedom. And we just wanted to say thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This is our unbelievable 10th anniversary of the dinner, and we are so grateful to have you with us.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be able to support this organization. As kind of COVID ends and the season changes, a lot of us are feeling a sense of freedom and renewed hope, and there are a lot of people who don't feel that. And that's one of the reasons we've supported Rescue Freedom as long as we have, is they do a really good job of bringing both freedom and hope to people who don't have it. And so we've been behind them for a very, very long time. We're grateful that you are also either discovering what Rescue Freedom is doing and lending your financial support or your volunteer support or going out on a trip. Or if you've been with the organization for a very long time, I think you and I can join in saying to Jeremy and the team there in Seattle and around the world that we are very proud of the hard work that you've done. The organization just keeps getting better. They keep doing better work. They keep improving their processes, and all of that leads to more freedom and more hope. So we want to say thank you for your support, and let's go set some people free.
Hey, I'm Bennett from Knoxville, Tennessee. This will be my 2nd year on a freedom hike. My wife and I are a part of Team Freedom. We support Rescue Freedom because we believe that everybody should be free.
Hi, Hi, my name's Tasia, and I'm doing what I love to fight what I hate.
I'm Tim.
Lindsay.
Lucas.
AJ.
Kat.
Dylan.
And I'm Ethan. We're with New Life Youth in Silverdale, Washington, and we've done a couple different things to partner with Rescue Freedom.
I sold paintings on Sunday morning.
And we ran a video game night to raise awareness.
We support Rescue Freedom because we believe that everyone should be set free.
For freedom! Hey guys, my name is Noelle Marks, and I am from Jacksonville, Florida, and we are on the top of Mount Snuffles because free people, free people.
I'm Amy, the owner of Sidekick Coffee. We're excited to partner with Rescue Freedom. We've done this by participating in the Coffee for Freedom events. I do this because I want my girls to grow up in a world where all women are free and treated with dignity.
I partnered with Rescue Freedom because I believe this organization truly empowers survivors of human trafficking. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
I am out hiking to end sexual slavery.
Join me to fight slavery tonight.
Join us in fighting human trafficking tonight.
Join me.
Join me.
Join me in fighting slavery tonight.
At one of the early Freedom Dinners, we gave away copies of the movie Amazing Grace. It's the incredible true story of William Wilberforce, the British parliamentarian who led the charge against slavery in the British Empire. Several years ago, we decided to create a few awards named after some of the key leaders in that early fight against slavery. And tonight, I have the honor of presenting two of those awards. The first award is named after William Wilberforce himself and is awarded to someone who has dedicated their life and career to combating slavery at the highest levels. And this year's award recipient has been a friend to me and to Rescue Freedom since our early days. He's widely respected as a leading voice in the fight against human trafficking. His name is Ambassador John Richmond. John began his career by launching anti-trafficking programs in India and spent over a decade as a federal prosecutor with the U.S. Department of Justice's Human Trafficking Prosecution Unit. He then served as the co-founder of the Human Trafficking Institute until he was unanimously confirmed by the United States Senate to serve as the U.S. ambassador to monitor and combat trafficking in persons. Serving in this nation's highest-ranking position dedicated to human trafficking, he led U.S. foreign policy related to modern slavery and coordinated the government's efforts to fight human trafficking. John is now a partner at Dentons, the largest law firm in the world, and he continues his service and his work to advocate for justice and for freedom. It's my honor tonight to recognize Ambassador John Richmond as the 2021 Wilberforce Award recipient.
William Wilberforce lived a remarkable life. He centered it on community, cause, and perseverance. He cultivated a remarkable community of friends that would change the world. Many of them lived in the same neighborhood in London called Clapham. They challenged each other, they supported each other, and this sense of community was their foundational resource. Wilberforce was also defined by cause. For him, it was the cause of ending the slave trade and the reformation of manners. Wilberforce first learned of the physical terror of slavery, but then was overwhelmed by slavery's message. Slavery attempts to declare the natural law of human dignity invalid by treating its victims' labor as a commodity to be sold or their bodies as an object to be rented. Wilberforce's cause to end slavery's physical terror and to declare that every person had inherent value was a noble one. And in this pursuit, Wilberforce endured many setbacks. Failed votes in Parliament, threats of physical harm, and attacks from the slavery industrial complex. Indeed, he was so old and infirm by the time Parliament finally voted to end the slave trade in 1807 that he could not attend in person. After the vote, his friends galloped to Wilberforce's home to deliver the good news that his perseverance had paid off. In less than 36 hours after hearing of the vote, Wilberforce passed away. Community, cause, and perseverance. These are the same qualities that I see in Rescue Freedom, in its leadership, its team members, its board of directors, and its partners on the ground, some of whom I've had the chance to work with in person. I have seen them focus on investing in relationships and building community necessary for the fight. Rescue Freedom has been disciplined to the cause of justice, and they have innovated and persevered through many challenges, and Rescue Freedom has made a difference. It comes as no surprise that Rescue Freedom would draw inspiration from and name its award after such a famed abolitionist. It's humbling for me to receive this honor. I'm grateful to the many people who gave me opportunities to serve, for the friends who I got to work alongside, and for my bride of 28 years and our 3 children who have endured the sacrifices necessary for me to serve on the front lines of this fight. I accept this Wilberforce Award on behalf of all of them, and as a reminder for me to live up to Wilberforce's legacy, Rescue Freedom's example, and the need for all of us in community to persevere in the cause for human dignity of every person until all are free. Thank you, Rescue Freedom.
The second award that we are presenting this evening is the Equiano Award, named after Olaudah Equiano, an 18th century survivor of the transatlantic slave trade and a leader of the British abolitionist movement. Equiano worked alongside William Wilberforce and was instrumental in abolishing the slave trade in Britain. Equiano was a celebrated author, communicator, and leader, and his courage and boldness made him a pivotal figure in the abolitionist movement. Recipients of this award demonstrate remarkable ability as a leader in the fight against human trafficking and incredible courage as a survivor. This year's recipient is Christina Rangel. Christina is a nationally respected speaker, trainer, and leader in the fight against human trafficking. She has courageously shared her story and utilized her platform and her gifts as a communicator to advocate for the oppressed and those affected by human trafficking. As the founder of United Justice, which is also one of our local partners, she works on the front lines to serve those who are being exploited and to build prevention programs for the most vulnerable. Her voice, faith, leadership, and tenacity have paved the way for countless others to follow in her footsteps. And we are honored to present her with the 2021 Equiano Award.
Hello everybody, my name is Christina Rangel. I am the director and founder of United Justice, an anti-trafficking organization working in Venezuela and with Venezuelan refugee victims of trafficking and those that are at high risk in Colombia and in northern Ecuador. I am a survivor of trafficking myself. I was trafficked here in the United States about 16 years ago. I have been working in anti-trafficking for many years, about 14 years now. And about 5-6 years ago, I really started following the economic and humanitarian crisis that was unfolding in Venezuela. It is of record proportion. It is the biggest humanitarian crisis this planet has ever seen. The amount of Venezuelans that have fled Venezuela surpass the Syrian refugees from the Syrian refugee crisis. Unfortunately, it doesn't get as much media as other ones, which in turn means there's not as much humanitarian aid or help for the people that are suffering from this crisis. So 3 years ago, I launched United Justice to become a strong response for the victims of sexual exploitation. An interesting thing happened in Venezuela with the economic and humanitarian aid crisis, provoked massive desperation, and traffickers love to prey on desperation. It is a crisis that is overwhelming. It is extremely challenging, but we are seeing breakthrough and transformation in ways that we never dreamed possible. We have prevention programs in several different cities inside Venezuela to prevent single moms that are extremely vulnerable, and young children from accepting false job offers. We are working hard in the communities inside Venezuela to prevent this, where we offer education programs, balanced healthy meals every day, cooked balanced healthy meals. The amount of kids that are malnourished and not receiving an education is catastrophic. we're showing up for them in this way. They're learning about red flags, they're learning how to say no, they're learning how to protect themselves, to build boundaries. These kids are incredibly empowered to be the next generation of freedom fighters for Venezuela and the entire region. We are also working closely with on-the-ground organizations in Cucuta, Colombia, which borders Venezuela. Unfortunately, the city is overrun with victims of trafficking and victims of sexual exploitation. And so we have some great programs, healing programs, intervention programs, prevention programs happening there as well. And we're in the process of launching in northern Ecuador right now. So we're really excited that we're expanding. We get to see the change and transformation in these kids every single day. And we honestly could not do any of this without Rescue Freedom. Like I mentioned, I've been working in anti-trafficking for a long time, and I have never been connected to, supported by, or just in relationship and friendship with an organization like Rescue Freedom. I tell them all the time, you guys gave me the second win that I needed to continue in this fight when I was feeling defeated and overwhelmed, and just that this is impossible to fight, just the support that I've received personally. And so we are so eternally grateful for all of you. We love what we do. We love being in partnership with Rescue Freedom.
So good.
So good.
Congratulations, John Richmond and Christina Rangel. You know, something that I loved that Christina said at the end of that, she said, you guys gave me the second win that I needed to continue in the fight when I was feeling defeated and overwhelmed. That is what our global network provides. It gives wind in the sails of those on the front lines. And John Richmond, he spoke of community, cause, and perseverance, and the need for all of us in community to persevere in this cause for human dignity of every person until all are free. This community is incredible. We are unstoppable. And speaking of being unstoppable, I can barely contain myself because
I don't know how you're doing
in that
it.
last segment, you can't make this stuff up.
You really
we
can't.
just got a text message from a supporter that said they wanted to bring another match.
Yes,
They wanted to bring another match.
$100,000 match. I mean, we walked off stage with a $100,000 match.
And we thought that was huge.
And we walked back on stage with
another
$100,000 match.
So dollar for
That is
dollar.
huge.
Your donations tonight are being matched up to $200,000.
So exciting.
That is massive. This community, I cannot say it enough. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first joined this community, when I first joined the fight against sex trafficking, I was just a volunteer. It was 4 years ago, and I didn't know how I was going to make an impact, but I decided to use what I love to do, and that's hiking and adventure and endurance, to raise awareness and funds to make a difference. And when I linked arms with Rescue Freedom, something that really stood out to me was this laser focus on the power of the one, the hope for the individual.
Yes, and I'm getting distracted because we keep seeing those donations float up, and that other $100,000 match. I mean, this is huge. This is what a live event does. This is so exciting. And yes, Laura, this all comes down to the power of the one. That one life that needs freedom. That one life suffering in sex trafficking. You know, Christina, who you just heard from, is an incredible example of this. Something that we believe is an empowered survivor has the power to change the world. And when someone experiences freedom, they often turn back and they help others that were in the same position as they were. You know, this issue, it is complex, but what you decide to do tonight is incredibly simple. Invest in ending human trafficking. Take advantage of that second $100,000 match. I can't even, I mean, it's just, we got a text. That's how it happened. You know, help prove that no injustice is too great an obstacle for the people willing to fight it.
Yeah, you're doing it. You are making it happen. Dollar for dollar, let's reach that match and unlock those funds to get us closer to $600,000 tonight.
Double your impact. The reality is right now, millions of people are trapped in human trafficking. This is a live event. And if you're wondering where it's happening, human trafficking is in almost every city and in almost every country. And this is a local issue as much as it is a global issue. This is why we partner with local teams right here in the United States in 24 countries. It's important to know that sex trafficking is a man-made problem and it can be solved. You know, unlike other issues happening in our world today, Laura, this one is man-made and we can stop it. We can fight it tonight. That's why we partner with local experts and our global team. And really, truly, we are a one-stop shop to fight sex trafficking.
Yeah. And Christina, who you just heard from, she is one of those local partners that we're working alongside of every single day.
Yeah.
And Rescue Freedom, we really consider our holistic approach. It's a strategy. It's not just a program. And this strategy is individualized for the survivors and individualized for communities, because human trafficking, it does look different in every part of the world. So our approach has to look different.
That's right.
But you know, our mission, it is the same. It is for freedom. Each one of us tonight has a role to play, and we need you. We need you. And we know you're showing up. We see it.
Yeah.
I see another bubble go across the screen. $500.
Yes, $500. I just saw one pass
now,
for $2,000.
Unlock those funds, the $200,000. Give right now and be the reason that men, women, and children are safe. They're free. They're empowered, and
So
they're
good.
able to fight injustice right alongside of us. We just shared a bit about our global network, gave you a snapshot, but really we want to introduce you to a lot of our team around the world.
Yeah.
And so we're going to take you to the streets of Myanmar now and meet one of our global team members.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm the CEO of Eden, an anti-human trafficking NGO. We have 6 sites in Southeast Asia, 3 of those in conflict areas. Around 75% of all human trafficking happens in the Asia-Pacific region, and our teams are working hard to provide high-quality, trauma-informed care to trafficking survivors. Last February, here in Myanmar, our world was shaken by a military coup. Government leaders that had passionately supported anti-trafficking efforts were imprisoned. The country was plunged into chaos. Our peace became fear as there were military on the streets shooting at those who dared to protest. Sadly, many died. One of our shelters was in the middle of a dangerous area, and we had 35 traumatized women and girls to protect and move to safety. We had to climb over barricades every day, wading through tear gas and avoiding snipers on the roofs around us. Distress and terror were everywhere. One of our themes for this year is I Am Brave, that in the face of great adversity, we can find hidden bravery, and with God's help, the courage to pivot and innovate new strategies. Our outreach teams continue to deliver food packages to red light areas as pandemics and coups don't deter traffickers. We must also keep up the fight. Though very difficult, we were able to find a secure compound to get everyone to safety. We knew we needed to create green spaces, healing gardens, and growing things to help everyone heal. During this time, the support both emotionally and financially from Rescue Freedom has meant so much to myself and my team. Through Rescue Freedom's trauma counseling course, we had already trained 10 more counselors that were an essential part of supporting the women and girls through the increase of PTSD symptoms and the sense of hopelessness so many were feeling. Rescue Freedom understands that organizations on the front lines need space to be creative and innovate new ideas. When we shared our vision with them about an anti-trafficking awareness project using social media platforms, they were instantly behind us. It is this kind of support we need on the ground. When you support Rescue Freedom, you are directly investing into building capacity of local teams, raising leaders, and giving space for innovation, and spurring us on for the highest quality of trauma-informed care that every survivor should have access to. When you support them, you support us. Thank you, Rescue Freedom. God bless you.
There was something in that video that our local partner shared that described the power of supporting Rescue Freedom and our global network. She said, "When you support Rescue Freedom, you are directly investing into building the capacity of local teams, raising leaders, and giving space for innovation. We have strategically built a global network of partners that are all working together for a world without sex trafficking. From the streets of Myanmar to the mountains of Bolivia, we believe in a world where all should be free. And it brings me great joy to introduce you to our team of experts that are bringing restorative care to survivors in Africa. Meet our local partners in Eswatini."
My name is Saneliswa Bembe. I'm a teacher at Hosea's Hut. We are so grateful about the building that has just been constructed here in our ministry. This building is going to go a long way in helping us. Education is very important in a Swazi society, especially to our girls who have been exposed to sexual violence. Education, it will help the learners to view themselves equally in terms of gender. Now they won't view themselves as if they are less superior as compared to males, but it will make them feel confident about themselves. In addition to that, education is going to help them compete in the outside world. Now they are going to able to acquire any job they want. Education is going to help our learners develop critical and logical thinking skills. Now they are going to be independent ladies. They are going to find their own ways of dealing and solving problems. Going to help to go a long way in helping our girls achieve their dreams and goals.
Hello everyone, I'm Zitile Mabuza. I work here at Hosea's Hut. I work as a counselor. I work with the girls. For us, this is family. This is where we mold our girls to be the better girls for tomorrow.
I'm Nosipho, the social worker. In Eswatini, we are all about family. The family unit is very important as a foundation of trust, love, respect.
Hello everyone, my name is Pastor Justice Nerera. Each of these girls have lost trust based on the treatment they've received from people whom they trusted, the people who they are related to. They abuse them one way or the other. So the core of this ministry here at Hosea's Hut is to rebuild that trust. Even if we struggle together with them. Thank you for what you're doing. May God continue to bless you.
Rescue Freedom family, I'm Mary Kate Martin. I'm the founder of Hosea's Heart. You've already heard from some of our staff about our foundation here with family and education and what it's doing for our girls and their futures. I just wanted to personally say thank you for your support, your help, your love. You probably didn't even know this tiny little country all the way across the world is being helped and benefited in amazing ways because of you, your love, your prayers, your support. Thank you so much.
I know my home. How powerful is that? I love the passion and strong sense of community displayed by our global team in Eswatini. We love when we get to share stories of those coming out of exploitation and finding a place they can come home to. These girls have a place they can call home, and many of them are able to dream of independence for the first time in their lives. And you know, at Rescue Freedom, we often say some of our favorite stories are when exploitation never happens in the first place. Next, we will hear from our local partners operating throughout the United States. Each day, incredible strides are being made preventing exploitation by using artificial intelligence to disrupt demand. When you give tonight, you are disrupting business as usual for traffickers. Meet one of our local partners in the United States.
Hello, my name is Bob Rogers, and I have the privilege of serving as the president and CEO of Street Grace. Since our formation in 2008, for the last 13 years, we've had one mission, and that is to eradicate the commercial sexual exploitation of children. While the tactics, the strategies, and the methodologies around that have changed dramatically, the mission has been unwavering. What I'm excited to talk to you about right now is our strategy around using technology as a deterrence mechanism. About 5 years ago, we decided one arrest, one prosecution, and one rescue at a time wasn't enough. We were tired of starting every year with strategies and plans in mind, and we would execute them well, and we would find out at the end of the year it seemed like we were a little further behind the bad actors than we were when we started the year. So we said, how do we use technology to scale up? So we met with law enforcement, local businesses, other not-for-profits, district attorneys, prosecutors, attorney general's offices around the country, and said, we need to launch this artificially intelligent chatbot. Her name is Gracie. Through the collaborative effort of all of these folks that came alongside us in the discovery and the beta testing side, we have now launched Gracie, a learning artificially intelligent chatbot who gets smarter after every conversation that she has. Gracie, in the last 2 years, has been a part of over 325,000 text exchanges, has disrupted over 30,000 transactions of people attempting to purchase sex with children. And even as we're having this conversation right now, Gracie is active in 13 major cities in 8 states, disrupting transactions from people attempting to purchase sex with children. In addition to that, the powerful component, or the 1-2 punch of that, is that Gracie is collecting information on these buyers, setting up every picture that's exchanged, every text that's exchanged, every voicemail that's exchanged is set up in a permanent file associated with that person's phone number, and when possible and when provided, their name. At the end of this conversation, and understand, Gracie can negotiate prices and sex acts and in-call and out-call. Gracie talks fluently as a 14-year-old Black, white, Asian, Latino, or a boy, depending upon the ad that the person is responding to. So at the end of this process, within 4 hours, a text message goes out to the individual that says something along the lines of, hey Bob, I just wanted to let you know this transaction has been set up, recorded in a permanent file associated with your name and number. What you've just done is a felony in all 50 states of the United States of America, is punishable by up to 40 years in prison and $100,000 in fines. It's that moment where the prospective buyer has nothing to do but stare at their phone and say, this just happened and there's nothing I can do about it. And if they cuss and they rant and they rave and they respond back, Gracie goes quiet, and everything else is just collected at that point for the information's sake and for those information that we make available to law enforcement. The second punch in the 1-2 punch on that is within 24 hours, from a one-time text number, a private link for a website with resources for help goes out to these individuals. So not only we're interested in capturing, collecting, and getting information that can be used for prosecution for law enforcement purposes, but we're also interested in providing resources for help. One of the ways that you fight demand is you help people that are on the wrong side of this issue get out of it. And if they've not acted on the issue, if they've not committed a crime, and we can stop that before it occurs, all the better. This one-time link that goes out to them provides a link to a private website that breaks down into all 50 states, in-person, telephone-based, web-based, national resources for help for people who are struggling with inappropriate sexual behavior. Interestingly enough, we started off, and 2 years ago, a little over 15% of the people were clicking through to take the first step to connect with a resource for help. Today, that is up to 32%. So almost 1/3 of the people who are attempting to purchase sex illegally, once provided this resource, are taking, not just clicking through to the website, but they're then taking the second step to connect with a resource for help. We celebrate both of those. We celebrate the disruptions, and we celebrate the folks that are redirected. This is just a small picture of what we're able to do, in large part due to the partnership with Rescue Freedom. You guys and Rescue Freedom are one of the few organizations that has taken us seriously when we say, we will take your money because we need that, but we don't just want your money. We want your expertise, we want your experience, we want your collaborative spirit, we want your gifts and talents and abilities that can come alongside of us and help us do what we do better and with greater impact. That wouldn't happen without Rescue Freedom to the scale that it does. Every life that is affected, every person who is prevented from either acting out or being victimized by this, we truly believe that you share a part of that credit for every soul, every life that is changed or saved. And we're grateful for it. We're grateful for the partnership, and we're grateful for the way that you all lead and come alongside of us.
Gosh, wow. Tech fights
Yes,
trafficking.
love that.
I love that. How powerful that right now AI, artificial intelligence called Gracie, is fighting child exploitation as we talk to you.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. When you give, you're actively investing in innovation. That means child exploitation is being fought 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Man, and what really gets me excited, Laura, is that 32% of buyers are getting the help they need to change their behavior. Because that's the nature of our work. We just don't have hope for the survivor. We have hope for the buyer. Because if we can eliminate demand, friends, we can eliminate trafficking. Yes, or you may have noticed the smiling faces of those girls graduating in Myanmar, the excitement of our new school in Eswatini, or that big, huge welcome home sign. Because
that's my favorite.
Man, Freedom really does have the best welcome home
Yes.
parties. Can you even believe it? And you know what? We have that other $100,000
I know,
match.
the $200,000.
So now there's a $200 match. It's just so
incredible.
incredible.
And there's also something
Yeah.
in addition on the screen tonight.
Some of you may not recognize this.
But this is, they actually used to have landlines.
Yeah, this is a landline. And I barely remember
I know.
it, actually.
I mean, do you remember? It's ringing.
It's ringing.
Yes, it's our good
okay,
news
that was
line,
that.
and it is
It's almost like that was
ringing.
timed or something.
Awesome.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to pick up. Hello?
Hello, friends. It's Grant and Peter Ann here.
Hi, everyone.
We are the Rescue Freedom's regional coordinators for Europe and Africa. We're just calling into the good news line from Sofia, Bulgaria,
Wow.
where it's almost about 3 a.m. Wow, it's been such a fantastic night so far. And we are so grateful to everyone for giving tonight. You are making a significant contribution to the fight against human trafficking. You are helping change lives around the world. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Wow.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Rita
Man, talk about a
in.
long distance
Yes,
call.
and calling in at 3 a.m. That is definitely
commitment.
Commitment.
Oh my gosh.
We are so, I mean, they're showing up in
Yeah.
the middle of the night because they want to see what happens tonight.
Yeah.
They want to see the impact that we are going to make tonight. We have that match. $200,000. So we had the first. Like,
match.
let's just rewind.
Okay, let's
a
do a
bit.
little replay.
Yeah. And when we walked into this night, we had a $100,000 match. And then we got that text message that said, hey, I want to bring another $100,000 to the table. And that is what we have. We have $200,000. So when you make a donation tonight, it is being doubled.
That's right.
Dollar for dollar. And so, Elena, I know, like, you better believe when we hit the first $100,000, we're going to put in the $100,000
That's right.
match.
Yeah.
So we're just going to keep this momentum going tonight. It is incredible.
It really is,
incredible.
Laura. It is
and
so
it's
exciting.
the work that we get to do, it's massive. You know, as Rescue Freedom, we are here. We're working in the United States.
Yeah.
We are passionately working in Africa. We are bringing restoration to victims in Latin America. And we are empowering men, women, and children in Asia. We are building leaders across the globe. All of our local experts that make up this global network, they're not operating alone.
Yeah.
We are together in this. We are moving forward towards that goal where everyone is free. And like we said earlier, it looks different everywhere. So our approach is hyper-local, but the outcome, it's the same. It is freedom. We believe that to allow trafficking to exist somewhere, we're allowing it to exist everywhere.
That's right.
And we cannot stand for that. We cannot stand for that. And we see you showing up tonight, having those dollars matched, dollar for dollar, working towards that goal, coming together in unity because we believe in a world that is filled with freedom. We are showing up for that child that is going to smile for the first time.
Yeah.
We're coming together for a teenager that is going to learn to read and write and be empowered by education. We are coming together for that one that will sleep in peace and in safety in one of our safe homes. And you know, we believe in the survivors that are going to one day open the door to their own business.
That's so powerful.
This is what we're investing into. This is what we believe in. And you get to do that tonight. We are so grateful. And as you continue to invest, that match, let's go. Let's get to that goal of $600,000.
Yes.
And
Oh my
as
gosh,
you
I
are
love
donating, we see you. We see
Yes,
you in
this
the
is
chat.
so
We see
exciting.
you reacting and responding. This is incredible. We are over $40,000 raised tonight, and we are
huge.
just thrilled. And so now we want to take the opportunity to invite our CEO and president back up, Jeremy Vallerand, to continue to share with us tonight.
Good evening, friends. It's hard to believe that this is our 10th annual Freedom Dinner. For some of you who are watching tonight, you have participated in all 10 of those Freedom Dinners. I'm amazed by how much we have grown since our first Freedom Dinner and how many new friends we are welcoming to the fight. If this is your first time at a Freedom Dinner, welcome. We are so grateful that you are here. While I wish we could celebrate together in person, I'm grateful for the way that this virtual platform enables us to engage with each other across time and continents. We are truly a global community of abolitionists. And as we celebrate this 10th annual Freedom Dinner, I'm more grateful than ever to be in this fight with you. Tonight, I want to talk about a word that has taken on a whole new level of meaning for me this past year. If you're like me, you've heard this word more in the past 12 to 18 months than in the rest of your life combined. In some ways, it captures the essence of all that has been going on in the world around us. Any guesses? If you're tuning in with some of your friends or family tonight, why don't you throw out a few ideas of words that you think characterized this past year, or you can type them into our live chat right now. Go ahead, take a moment. Well, how'd you do? I'm sure many of you came up with similar words. And the word I want to talk about tonight is the word unprecedented. It's a big word, but it's not a complicated one. Simply defined, it means never done or known before. To put it another way, it is unprecedented how many times I've heard the word unprecedented this year. We are living in unprecedented times, and we've been hearing that a lot lately. I did a quick Google News search with the word unprecedented, and the first page of results listed recent articles about unprecedented COVID challenges, unprecedented climate risks, unprecedented inflation in the US, an unprecedented border crisis, unprecedented drought, and the unprecedented challenges of a British Premier League soccer team. If that much unprecedented feels overwhelming, you're not alone. Unprecedented things are inherently overwhelming. It's actually how our brains are wired. You see, human beings are masters of imitation. From the moment we are born, our brains are designed to scan the world around us and begin to imitate and mimic what we see. It's the most efficient way to learn. We see what the people around us are doing, and we imitate it. Aristotle once said that humans are the most imitative creatures in the world, and that we learn at first by imitation. A 2007 Yale study showed that children learn by imitating adults, so much so that they will actually rethink how an object works if they observe an adult taking unnecessary steps when using that object. In the study, children would actually rethink how they did things when they saw adults doing it differently. In one exercise, the children would watch the adults open the lid of a jar after tapping it with a feather. Now, even though the children knew how to open the lid of the jar, they began to add the tap from the feather because they saw the adults doing it. They were actually changing their behavior based on what they observed. Even when the children were specifically told to avoid any unnecessary steps, they would still add the tap of the feather before opening the jar. That's part of why the term unprecedented can seem so daunting. It implies that we are on our own, that we are in uncharted territory. It means that there's no one to mimic or to imitate. That what we've known or what we've seen before just won't work. You see, we all grow up believing that certain things are possible and certain things are not. Our experiences shape how we see the world and how we see ourselves. They shape our sense of self-worth, our sense of purpose, our sense of belonging. Our brains tend to decide what is possible based on what we've seen others do and what we've already experienced. What I've realized this past year is that as an organization and as a community, that we were actually built for the unprecedented. When we set out to end sexual exploitation and trafficking, we set out to do the unprecedented, to go where no one had gone before. When we started to climb mountains or hike or bike or run or campaign to fight exploitation, we set out to pioneer new ways for anyone to become an abolitionist and engage their community in the fight. Cafe Luso created the Rescue Freedom Coffee Roast to help raise money. Purpose Boutique started donating a percentage of every purchase. Our local Fairway mortgage broker started donating every time someone closed on a mortgage. And so many others have joined in. We've also seen the power of survivors stepping into leadership and inviting those in exploitation to experience a new and different life. Bold survivors, helping redefine what is possible. At the core of who we are in the business of making the impossible possible. That's why community is at the center of everything we do. Many of you have heard the old quote that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Or, as Harvard psychologist Dr. David McClellan put it, the people you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. Community matters. It shapes how we think. It shapes what we believe is possible. We see what others are doing, and we imitate it. That's why community is at the center of how we fight slavery, both in the field with those who we're trying to serve and right here with all of you who have chosen to take ownership of this mission and invest your time, your passion, your energy, and your resources into the fight. This community is so important and so powerful. We index off of those around us. Survivors help those in exploitation see a different future. And our community of supporters and abolitionists have shown their friends, their family, their coworkers what it looks like to live with passion and purpose and with impact. And others are drawn in. One of my favorite historical examples of this principle took place in 1954 at the Iffley Road track in Oxford, England, 1 mile from where I used to live while in grad school. In 1954, many believed that it was impossible for a human to run a mile in under 4 minutes. In fact, some doctors believe that the human body could not intake enough oxygen to handle the exertion, and therefore it was medically impossible. Famous coaches and commentators of the day agreed. And in the midst of all of that, there was Roger Bannister, a track athlete and med student who believed that he could do what others said was impossible. And on May 6th, 1954, Roger Bannister did the impossible and ran the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Roger was later quoted as saying that the doctors and scientists said that breaking the 4-minute mile was impossible and that one would die in the attempt. Thus, when he got up from the track after collapsing at the finish line, I figured I was dead. It took incredible courage and training and tenacity for Roger Bannister to break the record that many believed impossible. But part of what is so remarkable about that story is that it was only 2 months until another person broke the 4-minute mile threshold. No one had ever done it before, but once Roger Bannister did it, it only took 2 months for someone else to follow. Now fast forward to today, and over 1,400 athletes have broken the 4-minute mile, and it is now considered the standard of professional runners in many countries. Roger Bannister passed away in 2018, and within his lifetime, what was once deemed impossible became the standard. What an incredible story and life-changing idea that each of us has the power to play a role in redefining what is possible. We have seen that play out time and time again in this community as people step into the unprecedented in the name of freedom. And one of the amazing things about this principle is that it accelerates. As more people step into freedom and impact, more follow. What was once impossible becomes the standard. One of my favorite elements of doing this work is when I get to meet survivors who are doing just that, redefining what is possible for the next generation. I've seen a young girl who grew up in a brothel, who found freedom through a local partner, who thrived in the safe house, who graduated from college with a nursing degree, and then returned to the very red light district that she had escaped to serve in the medical clinic that was reaching out to the next generation. A girl who was still known and remembered, returning with a new future to give back and inspire others. We've seen graduates become social workers and staff members with local partners. We've seen survivors start businesses in the community and give back financially to the programs that help them build that new life. We've seen survivors launch organizations that are now some of our local partners, and they are having a profound impact around the world. I've even sat with world leaders at the Vatican and watched a survivor who came with one of our local partners to testify about the reality of human trafficking and to compel a room full of leaders to take action and make a difference. For me, faith plays a big role in shaping what I believe is possible and why we have the audacity to charge forward in unprecedented times. We believe that there is hope for everyone, that everyone is worthy of love and created by God with infinite value and dignity. That there can be a life after slavery, and that there is always, always hope. Friends, these are indeed unprecedented times. They are not easy times. There are new risks, there are new challenges, there's new barriers and new uncertainties. But with all of those things comes a new opportunity to redefine what is possible, to see breakthroughs, to unite together in new ways for the sake of freedom. Over this past year, we have grown more than ever. Freedom is expanding, and it seems to be picking up momentum. What was once impossible is happening over and over again, and one day it will become the standard. It will be the standard that people are protected, that survivors are empowered, that men do not exploit women and children, and that communities rise with passion and generosity as so many of you have. But we can't do it alone. We need you. We need you to continue to build a community of people who are not afraid to dream in the midst of unprecedented times. People who live with hope and courage in the face of adversity. It wasn't easy for Roger Bannister to redefine what was possible, and it won't be easy for us. But it will be worth it when the things that were thought to be impossible become the standard, and slavery is pushed further and further into the shadows of history.
That was incredible. Thank you so much, Jeremy. And what a powerful picture of what we're capable of when we come together. And I loved that last line, but it will be worth it when what was once thought to be the impossible becomes the standard and slavery is pushed further and further into the shadows of history. Friends, we are in the business of making the impossible possible. We are in the business of making slavery history. Despite the darkness, you are bringing light to thousands of people. Tonight, you can be the reason people around the world are safe, that they're free and empowered. Our next musical guest speaks to the uncertainty of where some of you might find yourselves tonight and where I've often found myself over the course of these last 2 years. We asked our friends, Colum and Katrina, to share a song with us. When they sent us this video, a couple things struck us. First, this song was based on their experience hitting a low point and feeling like they needed help. They needed someone to come to their aid. It's such a powerful picture of the reality that the world is not divided into the strong and the weak, those who need help and those who don't. You know, we all have moments of pain and difficulty. I know I have. And so I want to take a moment to acknowledge where some of you are at tonight. For some of you, this has been the hardest year of your life. Some of you have lost family members and friends this year. Some of you have experienced isolation unlike anything you've known before. For some of you, your life looks completely different than even a year ago. I know mine does. I think this song is a reminder that you're not alone, that it's okay to cry out for help, and that there is always hope, even when you feel lost or alone.
Hey, my name is Colum Carwin.
And I'm Katrina Carwin.
And together we are Carwin the Band.
And we are a husband and wife duo. We're both from Ireland, currently living just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, in Columbia, Tennessee.
Yes, and it is a real honor and a privilege for us to be here with you all tonight. How did we get first introduced to Rescue Freedom? Well, initially it was through Mr. Jeremy Valorant, who you all know. I met Jeremy 3 years ago at on-site workshops here in Tennessee at a week that absolutely changed my life. And out of that week, I got a new brother, a new best friend, and a new just amazing person in my life. He introduced us to Rescue Freedom, and it's a real honor to be here tonight, actually, to sing one of our songs for you guys.
When we were both asked to do this, Colum and I really took this to prayer and thought, you know, what song can we do tonight? And for both of us, this song that we chose, Rescue Me, it was really on both of our hearts to sing this for you tonight. This song was a song that was written in one of the darkest seasons of my life. We had just sat down to write a song, and I received a call from a close family member to let me know that a family member had just taken their own lives, and it was just, you know, so much despair in that moment, so much darkness. And in that moment, we both ultimately realized we need a savior. And that led us to tonight choosing a song that we realize everyone needs a savior.
I can feel the fire fading, only darkness creeping in to my soul, all alone. And all the voices in my mind echoing into the night. I can't sleep, can barely breathe. I need a savior. I'm getting weaker on my knees. Rescue me.
How can life just disappear? Like I've cried a million tears.
I'm not strong, can't hold on. I need a savior. I'm getting weaker on my knees. surrender. Come lift this weight from off my shoulders. You are my hope, you're my redeemer. So rescue me, rescue me. I need a savior. I'm getting weaker on my knees. Rescue me and give me a shelter from the storm that is raging underneath. Rescue me, rescue me, rescue me, rescue me, rescue me, rescue me.
That was
Wow,
beautiful.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much. Friends, you are part of a movement of hope tonight. That is what you are. Oh,
Good
what
news,
a transition from that song. All right, I better pick it up.
Pick it up,
Okay.
pick it up, pick it up.
Hello? Oh, it's still ringing.
Hey friends, Lindsay here. I'm watching the Freedom Dinner in Seattle, Washington tonight. I wanted to call into the good news to remind you how lives are being transformed through your giving. This is a quote from May, a 21-year-old survivor who's living in Southeast Asia. Today, I know who I am and I feel a sense of purpose. I have a community that is like family to me and have been able to pursue dreams that I once thought were unreachable. Today, I have big dreams and I can't wait to achieve them. Thank you for empowering young women like May to find their purpose and pursue their dreams. Have a great time tonight. Bye.
Bye, Lindsay.
So good.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so good. And we need to take a minute
Okay,
because
take a
this is
beat.
huge.
Take a beat. This
We-
is amazing.
I mean,
Yeah, we did
we
it.
are
we got
over
to
$100,000.
$100,000. And so
Oh,
what
my
that
goodness.
means is we get to unlock that first
Yes, that's right.
$100,000 match. So team,
put in that match. Woo! And we
Okay,
still have. Okay,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I can't
just
even
felt
handle
like
it.
we were on that show where they say, move that bus.
But yeah, put in that first match, and we still have that other $100,000 match,
Yes.
friends, and it is so exciting. I love what Lindsay said.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I know who I am, and I have a sense of purpose. When you give right now, it is dollar for dollar. $100 becomes $200, and you create more purpose, and you are a part of a greater purpose. Yeah, we are so, that other $100,000 match is still not
on the
registering with
table.
me. It is so
still,
exciting.
We still have that
Yes.
surprise $100,000 match
Yeah.
on the table. So dollar for dollar, your impact is still being doubled.
That's right. And, you know, in 2020, I became a mother, and it really reframed this whole issue for me because I think about all the mothers who are trying to make a living for their family, and they don't know, and they're in brothels right now trying to do that, and they're unaware that there is a pathway out. And you can be that pathway out tonight. When you give, you are creating that pathway to empowerment, to leadership, to generational healing. Daughters and sons won't be raised in brothels. And friends, so far this year, we have helped 784, we have helped free 784 victims of trafficking.
That's huge.
That is huge. This is what your generosity is doing.
Yes. Yes, it's so incredible. We are so grateful. And with every breath, we are putting an end to sex trafficking.
That's right.
We are believing in a world without slavery. And we have said before that this issue is complex, but like I said earlier, we are disrupting business as usual for traffickers.
So good.
When you give tonight, you put a stop to it. You start a new pathway to freedom for someone.
Yeah,
That's huge.
that is huge.
And Elena, you mentioned that number, 784 individuals brought out of exploitation into freedom. That is more than all of 2020. Let's just take a moment to realize that we have already made more impact this year than all of 2020. And we are seeing this because we continue to grow. We continue to expand. We continue to dream big because you are showing up. You are giving tonight. And that gives us just the hope to continue to move forward and dream big. And we really want to share a bit more about that growth and that strategy. And so I have the opportunity of introducing our Chief Impact Officer, Del Chittum. Del is continually driving this holistic model to end sex trafficking, and he has a wealth of knowledge and experience when it comes to this fight. Welcome, Del.
My name is Del, and I'm part of the team here at Rescue Freedom, and I get to share with you some of the updates on the work that we're doing together to end sex trafficking for good. And when we started in this work, it was as volunteers, and we immediately began to see how massive this effort to combat sexual exploitation was. We felt the full weight of all it was needed, from educating the public about what's happening, to advocating for new laws, to confronting buyers at the point of sale. We saw the need to work closely with law enforcement, but also to have effective outreach, aftercare, and empowerment, and working with survivors. It was a lot. All of these things needed our attention, but it was just too much for any one agency to do all of these things. In fact, most organizations in this work can only focus on 1, 2, maybe 3 of these issues and still be successful, even though all of these issues are absolutely essential in this fight. Rescue Freedom solves that gap in the anti-trafficking space by attacking all of these issues all at the same time, all across the globe. We're a strategy, not a program. So what we do is we unite abolitionists across the globe so that we can make a collective impact together. And we can only do something that ambitious through a network. We empower local people to work side by side to push against this darkness. And 10 years in, we believe in that model, our model, more than we ever have. So what does this holistic strategy look like? We think about our approach a lot like playing with dominoes when we were kids. Do you remember setting up dominoes so that you would have one that you would knock down and it would fall into the others until all the dominoes that you had set up were all toppled? Well, we think of the issues that need to be addressed to fight this kind of like playing dominoes. The issues to us are like awareness, policy, law enforcement, counter-demand, prevention, rescue and intervention, restorative services, empowerment. Those are our dominoes. And when we look at the globe itself, we see these 11 dominoes standing as a cluster in every region. Our local partners are pushing on these dominoes through programs. And as each issue is accomplished, that domino will fall in that region. So to us, a world free of exploitation looks like a world where these dominoes have fallen in every region of the world. That's what we're creating together, that world. That's the story that we're inviting you into. To give you a picture of exactly how this works, just want to explain really quickly one of the dominoes tonight, this domino, empowerment. When we help someone escape exploitation, freedom is not just trauma therapy in a safe home. That's really important, but it's incomplete. Without economic empowerment, without meaningful employment, those that are coming out of exploitation are so very easily thrust back into it. So freedom is not just the absence of exploitation. That's too low of a goal. Freedom is a new job, an education, vocational training, a college degree, something that launches that individual into a totally new trajectory in life. It looks different in different parts of the world, but economic empowerment for everyone that we work with is essential wherever we work. One of the tools that we use is job training and sometimes even startup capital for those that want to start their own businesses. In Uganda, a graduate of our program there had launched her own cafe after going through business training through our local partner. And as she was working at the counter of her own cafe in Kampala, she overheard a woman in her shop being recruited by a trafficker. He was telling her that he had a good job for her, that she would get to travel to a different country, paid this great salary, but he would pay for all of it, and she was just perfect for this role. It was textbook grooming, textbook recruiting. So the shop owner waited for the trafficker to leave, and then she pulled the girl aside before she could go and shared with her her own story, told her that this guy was attempting to traffic her, manipulate her, coerce her. But this girl was so poor, so vulnerable, that she couldn't bring herself to believe the shop owner. They argued for several minutes, and as the girl was about to leave, the shop owner had one last idea. She pulled the girl aside, lifted her shirt to show her her colostomy bag, and she shared with her that her trafficking experience had been so traumatic that it had resulted in severe health issues, and this bag was what she was living with every day as a result. It worked. The girl believed her. But here's the best part. The shop was doing well enough at that point, the shop owner could offer her a real job, a good job on the spot, and she took it. That's happening again and again. So far this year, within our global network, there's been 1,080 who've received job readiness training, 1,686 that are in academic programs right now preparing for a career. Those are the two key tracks in our empowerment programs, employment and education. At the end of the goal, it's all of these efforts working together where we have a survivor who is leading a meaningful, purposeful, fulfilling life, a good job, an education that leads to a good job. These are some of the most crucial parts of this entire holistic strategy. One last story, and it's from here in the States. I want to introduce you to Hannah.
I'm Hannah, and I am a 2020 graduate of Refuge for Women Las Vegas. Refuge for Women is a local partner of Rescue Freedom, and they work across the U.S. through a network of 5 aftercare programs in different states, and their home here in Las Vegas is one that really changed my life. So I'd like to start off by saying thank you to everyone from Rescue Freedom that has made Refuge for Women possible for women like me. I never knew a program like this existed, and I'm so grateful that it does, because without it, I know my life would have gone in a totally different direction. I was raised in a small town in North Carolina in a very stable household. I never thought I'd be one of the statistics, but I was. Some people don't understand how close the drug industry is to the sex industry, but they go hand in hand. I became an addict at 16, and it wasn't long before my life started to spiral. I started dating my drug dealer, and he became my trafficker. I didn't know it then, but I know now that it's very common for drug traffickers to use someone's dependency on drugs as a weapon to force them into trafficking, and that's exactly what happened. My life got really bad, really fast, and I had little to no control over it anymore. Every aspect of my freedom was taken from me. Every choice from what I ate to how I walked and talked was taken away. Throughout my journey, I gave birth to a beautiful little girl, and at the time I had no business being a mother, and I lost custody of my daughter. In 2019, I was arrested, and during questioning, law enforcement recognized that I was a trafficking victim. I was approached by a woman from Fayetteville's Human Trafficking Unit and asked 4 simple but life-changing words. She said, "What do you want?" And I told her I wanted freedom, sanity, and sobriety. At the time, all of that seemed so far away. My advocate told me there was a program spread all over the U.S. that would help me restore my life and regain all that I had lost. And for that moment, I had a little bit of hope. I had so many doubts about a program because I'd been to rehab and facilities before. Nothing ever seemed to stick. Nothing was able to change my mindset that I was unworthy. But Refuge for Women was different. I walked into that home in Las Vegas and I felt more at home than I had in such a long time. I was surrounded by loving women, filled with laughter and filled with God. In the 9 months that I spent in Refuge, I witnessed so much life-changing decision-making and routine shaping. The program's very structured, and coming from an addict, we need structure. Nothing ever worked for me, and then Refuge happened, and Refuge worked. Refuge works, and the program isn't possible without partners like Rescue Freedom. I am now a graduate, currently living in Las Vegas, but that wasn't the end of Refuge for me. Refuge has been so extremely dedicated to my new life, even after the program. When I graduated, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do with my life, career-wise. I had hoped to become a dental assistant and just mentioned it one day to Robin Smith. Robin told me that if there was something I was going to go after, Refuge was with me 100%. The big hurdle for me was the payment plans to go to dental school, but Refuge stepped in and paid more than half of my schooling up front. I was so shocked and very overwhelmed. I just didn't want to fail in anything anymore, and I was so nervous that I may not be worthy enough to walk this out. But the absolute love and support of Refuge got me through it. I worked a job while going to dental school, which allowed me to pay the rest of my tuition myself. I am now a full-time dental assistant here in Las Vegas. And there's no doubt in my mind that I would not be where I am today without such an amazing team of people that have supported me throughout this process. And that's why I was excited when Dale asked me to share my story tonight, because the Rescue Freedom community is a big part of that team that supported me. Rescue Freedom is a significant partner in the work that Refuge for Women does. Funding is a big part of that, and it's also the support and coaching that they provide for Refuge leadership. which is essential in this work. I'm so thankful to have been given this opportunity to say thanks to you, and I do so on behalf of not just myself, but all of those around the world just like me that are proudly living a new life. You helped make it happen, and there's a lot of us. So on behalf of me and everyone else, thank you.
Hannah's story really caught my eye because she shared a picture of herself while she was being trafficked and a picture of herself now. Her story, unfortunately, is a story that we hear a lot, but it was these photos, this massive contrast between the misery and the desperation in one photo and the life and the hope of her current photo. And you can feel the transformation just looking at these photos side by side. So yes, we are now in 24 countries, 42 partners, 69 safe homes, 2,700 in aftercare programs. We're working with another almost 8,000 that are being exploited right now. We're inviting them out into a restorative setting. We intercepted over 16,000 attempts to buy sex just in the first 6 months of the year, and we have over 830 staff working on this issue throughout the partner network. And we celebrate these numbers. We celebrate impact. It's progress. It's lots of countries, lots of partners, hundreds of programs, thousands of participants. But the main thing I want you to hear is simply this. Each participant is a Hannah with a before and an after picture. You see, without all of this, before pictures aren't before pictures. It's just her picture. It's just her life. It's the way it is. But we get to help change all of that. We get to help make that after picture possible. We get to participate in that life change. So thank you for your sacrifice, because that's what it took to create that after picture. Thanks to that 6-year-old that keeps giving every month from your allowance. For that retired couple who said, yeah, we've been planning a big trip, but we decided we'd rather make a big gift instead this year. Thank you to every new person that's here tonight for the first time you showed up and you decided to give. I love sharing this strategy. I love talking about the impact, but I want you to hear more than anything else tonight the why behind all of this, and it's simply this. It's Hannah. Thousands of Hannahs getting an after picture instead of just a picture, and it's only made possible because of you, so thank you.
When a girl has been a victim of sexual slavery, she needs more than rescue. She needs true freedom. Freedom goes beyond escaping captivity, getting out of a brothel, or getting off the streets. It takes time and will be difficult. She's used her strength to survive. Now she will use her strength to start a new life. It requires safety and a look into the past. And the renewal of hope in a future, a life that is truly free. There must be a safe place to share, an offer of friendship, a chance to live into her potential, and to simply play. A place to own her worth and value that is founded on love, where she can plan for the future and find joy in the present. And slowly, but eventually, she finds true freedom.
Hi, we're Jill and Kate. I'm Jill and this is Kate, and we are so honored to be a part of tonight. We are so excited about the work that Rescue Freedom does and just are so thankful to be a part of this.
Yeah, and as we thought about a song that we wanted to share with you guys, we wrote a song a few years back and it's called My Love, and it's just about kind of the unconditional love that chases us down. For us, that's God, and we kind of were thinking about everyone who is not free at this moment. We want them to know that there is love chasing them down, and that's why we love supporting Rescue Freedom, because they are love in action, fighting so that every single person can be free. And that's what we believe. Every person should have freedom. And so, yeah, this song is just all about that unrelenting love chasing us down. And we're so honored to share it with you. It's called My Love.
Change my mind about you. I've been crazy about you, yeah. I've been crazy about you since I found you. So you can fall right to pieces on the floor tonight. You can break down if you need to cry, but I will never change my mind. I will never change my mind about you. So come on, take a walk with me, take my hand. You can scream into the darkness and tell me your plans. You can cry all night till you understand my love. 'Cause I'll be here in the morning when the sun is bright, and when you see it there shining, you will come to find that it's always gonna be here till the end of time, my love. Life is never gonna go, it'll never go like you planned it. So you can run yourself down trying to figure me out. You can love me later if you hate me now, but I am never gonna leave, I am never gonna leave you stranded. So come on, take a walk with me, take my hand. You can scream into the darkness and tell me your plans. You can cry all night till you understand my love. 'Cause I'll be here in the morning when the sun is bright, and when you see it there shining, you will come to find that it's always gonna be here till the end of time, my love. I'll be here in the morning when the sun is bright, and when you see it there shining, you will come to find that it's always gonna be here till the end of time, my love. That it's always gonna be here till the end of time, my love. That it's always gonna be here till the end of time, my love.
That was so powerful.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was moving. The words, the images, what we are here doing tonight. Thank you, Jill and Kate, for that beautiful song.
Yeah. You know, I love what Del said, Laura, that each participant is a Hannah with a before and an after picture. How powerful. And you heard Hannah say, you know, without this program, my life would have gone in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you're doing tonight. You're helping change the trajectory of someone's life.
Yes.
That's what you're doing when
That's
you
why
give.
we are giving tonight. That
Yes,
is
you're
why we are
helping
showing
survivors
up.
rediscover their self-worth because she is
Let's
worthy. He is
go.
worthy.
Okay,
Okay,
look
we're
at-
getting
look at the bar.
Look
Let's
at the
just
bar.
take a
We're
moment.
getting
We gotta
it out.
refresh here
We
because
gotta
this is
refresh.
live. We're gonna just be a second. We are looking
Okay.
at what is going on.
Oh my God!
Oh
my God!
Yes,
This is so
okay,
exciting.
We just reached over.
All right, you guys
300
probably already started
you probably
partying
saw it, so if
because
you're late. We're like, yay!
But yes,
Yay!
we have. I mean, we're at over $305,000. That means
we get to move that bus again.
we get to move that bus.
Okay,
We made that second. Unlock that
match.
second
Yes,
$100,000
let's
match.
go. 100,000. Let's
Oh my
see it hit
gosh.
the bar because that will get us over $400,000. We are cruising towards 600.
Oh my
friends.
gosh,
Let's
and we
go.
still have work to do.
Yeah.
We still have work to do,
Yeah.
guys. Every time that bar inches closer, that's not just funds. That is getting us closer to that
Yes.
world without
Yeah,
exploitation.
those matches were definitely helpful. but
Yes, we still have work to
Let's
do,
go.
and we are so excited about what we're going to do together. And you know what? I want to share. I know I'm just a little adrenaline. There's a lot of adrenaline right now, and I want to share a story with you about a woman from Myanmar. And you heard from our local partner Lisa in Myanmar about the political unrest. Well, one of our shelters is in a really dangerous area, and because of the military coup, there is an 8 p.m. curfew. So that means every time our local partners do outreach in that area, that they're kind of looking at that 8 p.m. curfew. And one night, that 8 p.m. was getting closer and closer, but they thought, no. There is still one more woman that we're supposed to talk to. We are not going to stop walking these streets of the red light district until we talk to her. And friends, they were right. A woman came up to them quietly to not provoke her trafficker, to tell our local partners that she was pregnant and that her trafficker wanted her to get an abortion. Friends, she didn't want to get an abortion. So while one of our local partners distracted the trafficker, we were able to exchange numbers, and she was able to, in the night, safely get to our local partner's shelter, where she was able to hear her baby's heartbeat for the very first time. Friends, you're seeing the sonogram right there. That is 10 weeks. And now she is 7 or 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
Friends, you are not just helping or changing one life, you are transforming generations to come. Her baby is not going to be born in a brothel. Her baby is going to be born in freedom, in community, in belonging. This is what we call generational healing.
Yes.
This is what you're doing when you give right now. Your
giving.
gift.
It's continuing to go
Oh my
up the
gosh.
screen. More donations.
This is so
we
exciting.
Are over $410,000.
Oh my gosh.
Over $410,000
This is so,
tonight.
okay, we're getting a call.
Good news.
Should I?
I'll answer.
All right, okay, you answer it this time. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? This is Andy, the global
Hey,
strategist at
Andy.
Rescue
Hi,
Freedom,
Andy.
calling in from Denver, Colorado. I'm so encouraged. Every time I see the donations float across the screen, I just want to say thank you to this global community that keeps showing up, that keeps donating. I interact with local partners all the time, and on behalf of our team and the important mission, I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for coming together as a team. We are ending sex trafficking one life at a time.
Oh, thanks, Andy.
Gosh.
That
Bye,
is-
Andy.
That is the truth. We are ending sex trafficking
Yes.
one life at a time.
Yes.
You are choosing to give tonight. You are choosing to sacrifice. Sacrifice looks different for each of us, but
Yeah.
you're choosing to make it tonight. When you give $100, $500,
Yeah.
$50,000,
Every
whatever it
donation
is,
matters.
it doesn't matter what the amount is. What matters is that we move closer to a world without sex trafficking, and we need you
Yeah.
in order to do that. So continue to give, continue to invest.
That's right.
And as you do that, I want to welcome Jeremy Valerian back up here.
Yes.
Because he's going to introduce you to our next guest. Jeremy,
That's right.
come on up.
Come on up.
Well, thank you all. It is amazing to see donations coming in. Thank you for continuing to lean in with generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I'm honored to get to introduce our next guest. I met him a number of years ago, and he had just a profound impact on my life. Our next guest is the 62nd chaplain of the United States Senate. I'll never forget the first time I was in his office, literally in the Capitol building, and I heard him pray, and it just had a profound impact on my life at the time. And I'm just so grateful that there are people like him serving in our nation's capital. Often we think of the divisiveness of Capitol Hill and all the political bickering, but knowing that there is somebody like him that is literally serving as an advisor to our nation's leaders on both sides of the aisle, bringing faith and courage to our nation's capital. I am so excited to introduce you to the 62nd chaplain of the United States Senate, Chaplain Barry Black.
Hello, I'm Barry Black, the 62nd chaplain of the United States Senate. I want to challenge you to know your calling. The calling that I am talking about is for believers who remember how Jesus in Luke chapter 4 verses 16 through 19 gave us a mission statement, a personal mission statement. He said, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me because he hath anointed me to give good news to the poor, the spiritually poor and the economically poor, to bring deliverance to captives, the recovery of sight to the blind, the spiritually, the morally, yes, the ethically and even the physically blind, to set at liberty those who are bruised." Well, how is this a believer's personal calling? Jesus said in John 20, verse 21, "As the Father has sent me, so send I you." Luke 4, 16 through 19, which is quoting Isaiah 61, 1 and 2, provides you and me with our calling. Let us pray. Eternal Lord God, we thank you for this gathering that is intended to help to bring freedom to oppressed and exploited people. Forgive us for our neglect of our calling and our failure to join you in your messianic thrust to bring deliverance to captives, the recovery of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are bruised, and to proclaim the acceptable year of our Lord. Push back the horizons of our hopes and lead us into a future fueled by faith, focus, and fortitude as we seek to follow in the path of the one with the nailed-pierced hands. We pray in his mighty name. Amen.
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 Amen. Thank you, Chaplain Barry Black. That was amazing. Yeah, we are just blown away. I mean, I don't know if you recognize, sometimes we just kind of have this stunned look on our face because we just can't believe the continued generosity of this community.
It's hard to not
And
keep
we
hitting refresh. Like, I am just
I know,
blown away.
We are close to $420,000.
That's right.
$180,000 away from that
that's right.
$600,000 mark. We are still believing that. Oh, okay. Another good. No, I'm ready for this good news. Let's go. Oh, it's still ringing.
Hello?
Hello, everyone. Wow, what an incredible night so far. My name is Rita Hernandez, and I lead our policy and advocacy branch here at Rescue Freedom. I'm calling into the good news line from Austin, Texas with some big news, my friends. We just got word that we have an additional $25,000 match.
I can't handle
Anything
it.
you give right now will be doubled. What a great opportunity to make twice the impact in this fight for freedom. Okay, my friends, I just had to share that big update. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That is incredible.
Wow, that is
Again,
huge.
You get to double your impact. So if you're waiting for a moment to give, Now's the time.
Now is the
Now's
moment,
the time
right
to
now.
give,
We are
because
so close.
Yes, we are so close to that $600,000, and we believe
Can
we
feel
can
it in
make
my
it.
feet.
So if you've already given, go ahead and make whatever donation that
Yes.
you can again,
That's
because we
right.
believe that we want to continue moving towards that goal.
Yes.
And so it doesn't matter if you give big or small.
Yeah.
And so this match, we, if we have
Break it down for
several-
us. Give us some
so
math,
we
okay?
we have over 700 people that registered for this event.
They're here.
And if we can just get 100 people to donate $250, that will get us there. That will get us to that match.
Good
and
math, by the
send
way.
us probably over that $500,000
Yes,
mark,
yes.
which would be
That's
huge.
right. No
Yes.
donation is too small.
Yeah.
Whatever you can give in this fight means something. It matters.
Yeah.
And you are part of this really great
Yes.
story. And that is a story of freedom.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know about you, but I want to be the reason that someone is free.
Yes.
I want to be the reason that traffickers are put out of business. I want to be the reason that policies are changed. I want to be the reason that children are put back in school, that they're able to learn and grow and play and laugh. I want to be the reason that families are reunited, that businesses are built, that legacies are changed. I want to be the reason. Will you be the reason with us tonight? Will
Let's
you give whatever you
100
can
people
tonight?
giving $250.
Yes,
and
I
if
gotta
you can't
refresh.
give $250,
I gotta
go ahead and
refresh.
give whatever you can. Because when we come together, we are unstoppable.
That's right.
This audacious community
Oh my gosh.
proves. We
Okay.
prove time. I love it. We prove time and time again that there is no injustice too great a feat for the ones that are willing to move. Okay,
We need
we're-
a refresh
we just-
again.
I know. I can't.
This is
stop
just, and
looking
you
at
guys get to
this
celebrate
bar.
before we do
You're-
because of this delay. So
you're
I
expanding,
mean,
you're expanding impact as
Okay.
you continue to move that bar closer
we are
to
so
600,000.
close to
We're at-
$500,000.
Yes,
We are so close.
$48,000.
$48,000. Oh my
And
gosh.
we cannot wait to celebrate when we get to that $600,000 mark. Let's
Yes,
go.
no donation is too small, friends. And right now, I want to take a moment to read you a quote from Danielle Cook. This is about the work that we get to do. You were created, this is a love letter to you. You were created to do good work. Work that empowers and inspires, liberates and transforms, restores and softens. Yes, work can be hard as it was meant to be. But the verb itself calls us into action, rejecting passivity and demanding sustained effort. It provokes, it agitates, and it disturbs. But this work, the call for justice, it is good work. It defends the oppressed and frees the captive. It tears down walls and destroys barriers. It is changing things.
Yes.
Okay, so when you feel weary, hopeless, or spent, remind yourself that the darkness is being flooded by marvelous light. Yes, this is work, and it is good.
Yes. You got a little excited during that quote, and I
I
know
did.
why
I
you
got
did.
a little
because
distracted.
We just hit that $25,000
You guys did it.
match.
Oh my
so we get to say to our team, unlock that $25,000
match.
Let's
Yes,
go. Put
let's
it
see
in
it. I'm
there.
going to refresh right now.
Yes, so
you
we
guys
can
have
see
already
that.
been celebrating.
I think that's going to put us, man,
Okay, let's look at this.
close
Okay, we are
to-
just
we are
under
just under $500,000. And,
Okay.
You know, the reality is that the network of traffickers, they're committed to see us doing nothing about this. They want us to sit back and do nothing.
That's
but
right.
we have to be a stronger global network that is pushing against this darkness.
I love
You know,
that.
when we come together, we are empowering this global network to be stronger and stronger against the darkness. We want them to shake in their boots. So now is the time to give. We want those traffickers to shake in their boots, know that we are on the move as a community.
Yes.
Because like we said, the survivors of this world have no
Oh my
time.
gosh, okay.
Good news
The
line.
good news line is
Let's
just going off the
go.
hook now. This is like
Okay, go ahead. You
Okay,
answer
should I
this one.
answer
Yeah,
it? Okay.
Yes.
Hello?
Hey, my name is
Oh,
Jenny
it's
Pruitt,
Jenny.
and I'm calling from
Yeah,
Cocoa
she's
Beach,
one of our
Florida.
supporters.
Yes.
And I have been a supporter since
Cocoa
2018.
Beach, I love that.
And wow, it's incredible to see all the funds, you guys, that are coming in tonight and continue to come in. I've actually been fundraising since 2018 for Rescue Freedom. And how cool that we get to do all of this together tonight.
Yes.
Thank you, Rescue Freedom, for all that you are doing for freedom.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenny.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like I was saying, the survivors of this world, they have no time for sex trafficking.
Nope.
Hannah, who we heard from, has no time for exploitation. You are empowering individuals like Hannah. When you give tonight, you are empowering her to dream, to live, and to inspire others. When you give, you put the wind back in the sails of advocates and leaders like Christina. Generosity, friends, when you give, it changes us.
Yes.
What we're doing tonight, it not only makes life change around the world, but it's changing us. It changes who we are.
That's so good,
It's
Laura.
truly a luxury to give.
That
It's a
is so
privilege
good.
to make freedom possible. You are renewing the purpose for men, women, and children. You are helping them realize their dreams.
Yes.
You know what? We are going to walk away from this event with our shoulders held back, our head held high, because we know that we are making an impact tonight.
Yes.
We are ending this. When you give, this is the impact that you're investing into. Let's go. Let's get to that
Yes.
$600,000.
Keep going.
Now is the time to give.
Oh my gosh, Laura, I am so fired up right now. Continue to give because like Laura said, generosity truly changes us. I know it changed me. Generosity brings us together. It unites us in a way that is just unimaginable. It's incomparable to anything else. It makes us feel joy. It transforms who we are. And you know what? Tonight we ask ourselves a question. You know, when we ask ourselves a question, who do we want to be? Who do we want to show up as in this world? I know that I want to show up in this world as someone who cares, someone who is making a difference. I know I want to do that. And you know, I think about my daughter who's watching right now. I think about her. She's 18 months old and she gets to grow up in freedom. She's safe. She gets to learn what she wants. She gets to not learn what she wants. She gets to play. And I want every single child on this earth to have that same freedom as
Come
her.
on. I'm going to refresh again. Elena, I need you to refresh.
Okay, I'm going to refresh. I'm refreshing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
like
where are we
forgetting
at
how to
right
like
now?
use
Where are we at
technology.
right now?
Okay, all right.
$500,000.
We are over
Yes,
$500,000.
We are only $100,000
Friends, that's right.
away.
We are so
need to
close.
Keep going tonight.
Yes.
You know, I think back to that global team member in Myanmar when she said this thing that really stuck out to me. She said, when you support Rescue Freedom, you directly invest into building the capacity of local teams.
Yeah.
You're raising leaders and you're giving space for innovation. And like we said, you know, trafficking, it does look different in every single area.
Yeah.
And so when you give tonight, you are investing into individualizing this impact in different cultures, in different areas, in different individuals.
Yeah.
When you invest tonight, you are looking at that survivor in the eyes and you are saying, you know what? I'm showing up for you. You have a gift. You have dreams. You have value.
That's right.
You're showing up for them. You're showing up also for the leaders that are on the front line. You're looking them in the eyes and you're saying, I am giving because I believe in you. I believe that you have value. And I believe that you have dreams and you want to innovate and you want to change this world.
Yes.
Friends, when you give, I think back to what we're doing with artificial intelligence. I mean, that is incredible work. We get to continue to expand that. That's just been something that we've been doing in the last 2 years. But when you give tonight, we're able to move that forward.
Yes.
And I love, like you said, Elena, there's 32% of the buyers that we are interrupting. We're interrupting the transaction. We're interrupting what they were going to do. And 32% are making a different, not only making a different,
All right.
Another call.
This is out of control. This is out of control. Do you want to get this one?
Yes,
Okay.
I will. Okay. Hello.
Hi, everyone. This is Jackie Elwood, and I am the Engagement Systems Manager. Tonight has been incredible. Wow. This community never ceases to amaze me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every single dollar that's given tonight is life change. It's such an honor to do this with you. Let's keep going.
Yes, let's keep going. Thank you, Jackie. Over $520,000.
Just over $520,000. This is so huge. When you we just another $15,000 donation. I mean, that is so huge. But just as we see that $15,000, that is a big number. But every single donation counts. If you already gave at the top of the night, you know what? You can give again, and you can make another impact. You know what? We want you when you close close your device tonight, when you shut off your device, you turn off your phone, or you close your laptop, that's you helping to close the chapter on injustice.
Yes.
That is you saying that, no, we are not going to let injustice stand in our way, because freedom is empowerment.
Yes.
It is passion.
Yes.
Where there is freedom, families are reunited. And when you give, you are actively participating in that, and you are stepping into this greater purpose of being an abolitionist. That's what we're doing right now. This is just
and we
really
are
exciting.
so close to that $600,000 mark. And it's not just dollars on a screen. It's not just dollars in a bank account. It is investment into lives. I think of a life changed in Nepal. We think of a survivor named Priyanka. I love this story because it is a story of empowerment. It is a story of a survivor that not only it was so brave to go into healing and restoration, but she is showing up in her home village for her friends. So Priyanka, she was trafficked at a young age. In Nepal, nearly 32% of all girls, they become child brides, or they have to find work somewhere. And so this is what
There's very
Priyanka found
limited
herself.
options,
She found like she had no option. So a man approached her and he said, look, I have this opportunity for you to make a lot of money. And she felt like she had no other way. So she said yes. And he took her to India, and she was trafficked for 2 years. And at the age of 14, Priyanka found her courage. She became so brave, and she was able to escape her trafficker by the help of our local partners, by the ones that you're investing into tonight. She was able to find her pathway to freedom, and she actually was able to graduate college, which was a dream of hers. She got her bachelor's degree.
That's right.
And she went back to her village, and she started investing into her friends.
Yes,
and
that's
she said,
right.
you don't have to have this life. There's another way. And so she is a voice, she is an advocate, and she is shoulder to shoulder with us in this fight.
Yes, friends.
You are investing into the Priyankas of the world. Continue to give. Get us to that $600,000 tonight.
Yes, she is sitting alongside you fighting this injustice because of this work. Friends, this is such a good reflection of what we get to do, because our work doesn't start and stop at Rescue. That is not the end all be all, because you know what? Freedom doesn't start and stop at Rescue. True freedom is what comes after that. It's what comes after that. It's what happens in that safe home. And we have over 69 safe homes across the globe where life change is happening right now, where women are experiencing community for the first time. They are being given,
We have another call.
Right.
We have another
Should I
call.
take
Yes,
this one?
get this one.
All right.
Get this one.
Okay. This is so exciting. Hello. Hello?
Hola.
Oh,
There she is.
okay. She's calling from Berlin.
Yeah,
So.
Latinoamérica y España in Rescue Freedom. I'm calling into the Good News hotline from Germany. It's really late here or early, but I didn't want to lose the opportunity to share this picture of some of the leadership team at our safe home in Colombia. 5 of these women are survivors themselves. Survivor voices, as you know, are at the core of what we do. And when you donate tonight, you help empower women and children across 69 safe homes to find healing, restoration, independence, community, and so much more. Muchas gracias.
Yes.
Thank you for all your support. Adios.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for your continued
Survivor
support.
leaders.
Yes.
I mean, that is what we were just talking about. You are empowering women to build businesses. We actually provide vocational training and upstart capital for survivors with dreams, with big dreams, to be able to pursue those dreams. I know there are women who are starting businesses. There are women who are boldly right now stepping into a courtroom to bravely testify against their trafficker because of what you are doing right now. And you know what? The reality is, like Laura was talking about, the Priyankas of this world, we can't afford not to, we can't afford not to benefit from their contribution. When they're out of freedom, they do amazing things. Priyanka's tenacity, her tenacity, her resilience, her passion. I mean, it is just so inspiring, and that's what you're giving to tonight.
Yeah, we don't want to lay off the gas. We want to continue to push forward. So yes, we are continuing to ask for the investment because we have places to go as a community and believing that we can end it together. You know, I think back to last year when we put pedal to the metal and we invested into our global network and we were able to grow by 41%, nearly
a global
doubling. Yes, despite a global pandemic, an economic downturn. We pushed forward because we knew that you, our supporters, were with us.
That's
you were
right.
shouldering this with us and you were continuing to invest. And the only reason that we're able to see more impact this year is because of that investment, is because we didn't back down, is because we continued to push on the gas because, like you said, the Priyankas of the world, they have so much to offer. Hannah has so much to offer. Christina has so much to offer. You have so much to offer tonight. Let's do this. We're getting closer to $600,000. This is incredible.
Let's keep going. You know, sex trafficking is just wrong. It's preventing so much. It's in the way, really. I mean, there's things we need to get to. We survivors have other things that they need to do. Victims have other things they need to do. Their dreams are too big for sex trafficking. And when you give tonight, you help realize those dreams. And really, as we do this as one global community, it's so powerful because I think of like linking arms with someone in Texas right now. I think of linking arms with someone in the Philippines right now. From Philly to the Philippines.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is just so huge that we get to do this together, and it really does change us. We are in this together, and we are saying that this is not okay, and we're not going to stop until all are free, and we're not going to stop until we hit that $600,000. We are going to keep going because freedom is worth it. Freedom is worth it. Her freedom is worth it. She has other things that she needs to get to, and I can't wait to see what she's gonna do.
I can't stop thinking about just the multifaceted value of our work that we bring. You know, we are there for the survivor, but we are countering that demand. We are showing up also for the buyer, not to just disrupt what they are doing, but we want to empower them to change because we believe in humans. We believe in freedom. We believe that everyone deserves an opportunity to see their full value, whether it is a victim of trafficking or whether it is someone that is perpetuating the issue. When you show up tonight, when you give tonight, you are showing up for all sides. You are showing up for all humans. Let's go. $600,000.
Oh my gosh.
We are almost there.
We're over $536,000.
This is incredible.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And you know what? I loved what Lindsay said. I loved what Lindsay said when she read that quote and she called in. She said, "Today I know who I am. I feel a sense of purpose. I have community that is like family to me. And I have been able to pursue dreams that I once thought were unreachable. I have learned that growth is a personal choice and it's up to each of us to take advantage of opportunities. Today I have big, big dreams and I cannot wait to achieve them." I can't wait to see what she does. That was Mei Lee at our local partners in Southeast Asia. And you know what? There's another story from Southeast Asia that I read. Oh gosh. Oh. Okay. Do you want to get this one?
Yes. I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, it's starting.
Oh, Emily.
Hi, Emily. Actually, she's right over there. Hi, Emily.
On the progress we are seeing. This community, you are incredible. Every time we see one of those donations float across the screen, that is life change. Thank you for joining in as abolitionists. Hello, Emily Johnson.
Thanks, Emily.
The phone is going off the hook.
I mean, we can't trust these landlines. They are not
really.
to be
They are not
trusted.
reliable, but you
are.
are.
You are reliable. You are to be trusted, and we know that you are going to help us get to that $600,000 mark. And like I said, it's not about just the dollars. It is what is happening with those dollars. We actually have local partners that we're waiting to bring into our network.
That's right.
And what that will take is you investing into the continued growth and the continued expansion of Rescue Freedom, because we believe that our work is not done. It is not done. It's not done tonight.
That's right.
It is not done tomorrow. And what fuels us is this community. I mean, I rewind back to the beginning of this program when we were looking at that video of our supporters.
Yeah.
You guys were hiking long miles. You guys are showing up in your coffee shops and raising funds. You're hosting bake sales. You're doing all of the things just to make a difference.
That's right. Yeah.
You continue to show up, and that's what you're doing. Come on, let's get to $600,000 tonight.
We are so close, and it's so exciting that they get to celebrate before us. And I
know.
want to reiterate something that you said because it's really powerful, that we get to actually fill the gaps.
Yeah.
So what that means is we actually strategically know our holistic model. It's not just a program. It is a holistic model that is pulling every single lever to end human trafficking. And we already have a strategy to partner with more and more local partners. All that's missing is the funding. So as that comes in, that is what you are filling the gap, and you are stepping into that identity of abolitionist. You know, last year is when we introduced that innovation, that tech fights technology. Last year is when we invested in Gracie. We would not have been able to do that if it wasn't for your investments. Tonight, tech fights trafficking because of what you did yesterday. Okay.
So our phones are kind of blowing up over here. So we just got a note from someone. You might see it in the chat. If you're looking in the chat, somebody just chatted that once we hit 550, we're at 537. Once we hit 550,
let's refresh.
Okay.
Once we hit 550, there's someone in the match that said they're going to do a $25,000 match.
Okay. All right.
So once we hit 550,
so we
then
hit
we'll get
550,
another
then they'll
25.
activate the $25,000 match
Wow,
to get us to 600. So
that is so
Yes,
huge.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Okay. This is oh my goodness.
This is the reality of what is happening
Yes,
right now.
let's get to 550,000. We are so
we're flying by the seat of our pants.
We
tonight
really
because
are, and I'm
all
gonna
these things are
refresh
coming
again.
in real time. You know what? And this just speaks to how you rally with us.
Yeah.
You see, you're like, okay, I want to get them to $600,000. So you're texting, you're saying, hey, take another match. Come on, let's do this. So that's, I mean, just pretend they're calling you and saying, hey, I have $25,000 that I want to unlock. And let's say they're texting you and they're saying, you hold the key to unlock that match. Let's do this. Invest right now into freedom.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. I mean, we are just under 540.
Yeah.
We are just under 540. And so let's get to that 550. Will you do that with us? You know what? I think about, there's just so many stories. You know, a lot of you know, I'm the marketing manager here at Rescue Freedom. And so I get to hang out with you a lot in social media, and we're sharing so many stories there. One of the stories I got to share recently was a story of a young boy in Myanmar. And his mother was trafficked. And, you know, he was every day seeing his mother experience abuse by her trafficker. Every day he was growing up in this brothel. And, you know, his mother was rescued, and they were able to come into our shelter. And, you know, he was unable to speak. I mean, trauma really affects children. It affects all of us. And he was unable to say a word. And because of the support and the community and the belonging and the work, really, we provide trauma-informed care to not only the survivors, but their families. And today, he's speaking again. We are so close. Keep going. Get us to $550,000. Someone just did 500.
Okay, we have just over
Okay, I'm gonna refresh
$10,000.
again.
Yes, let's see what this is at. We are just under $10,000.
Wow.
Oh, just over $10,000 away from hitting that $550,000.
Oh my gosh, Laura.
You know, I think back to we talked about home tonight, like people having that sense of home.
Yeah.
And I think of like my personal space in my home and how precious it is to know that I have a place to put my things, to lay my head at night, to rest easy. That is the type of peace that you're providing to survivors that are coming out of exploitation, where they're coming from a life that night after night, time after time after time, multiple times a night, they are being exploited. And so it's so powerful to think that we can be part of providing a moment of peace.
That's right.
Of a life of peace and safety. So entering one of our 69 restoration homes, can you imagine that first moment? Like them being introduced to their bed? To their bed. You're investing into a bed. You're investing into a pillow.
That's right.
For them to lay their head at night. You're investing into a trunk that
Yeah.
they can put at the end of that bed and they can place their items in. That
That's
they
right.
hold dear to their heart.
That's right.
You are investing into that. Continue to give tonight because we want to provide that safe place.
Yeah.
We want to provide that peace. We want to provide that joy.
Yes.
To the survivors that are coming out, that are so boldly coming out of
Yes.
exploitation and saying yes to a life of freedom. And you know, freedom doesn't come easy.
Yeah, it does not.
It is so involved. There is trauma, intense trauma therapy that they have to go through. And so we are showing up and we are looking them in the eyes and we are saying, you are brave. You can do this. There is freedom for you.
Yeah, I love that. You know, freedom is made of tangible things like Laura was talking about. Freedom is made of a van that drives survivors out of brothels and into safe homes. Freedom is made of backpacks. Freedom is made of textbooks. Freedom is made of beds. Freedom is made of so much more.
We are going to do
Yes, we are going to do this tonight. We believe in that. And I also want to talk about the work of our prevention.
Yeah.
So prevention is where exploitation never happened. And all of our local partners are combating sexual exploitation they're combating the vulnerabilities in their communities best. And in Cambodia, we actually have a Shine Center because so many girls, 1 in 5 girls in Cambodia is abused before the age of 18. So our strategy there is education and empowerment. And so last year, we were able to open a Shine Center. It's called the Shine Center so girls can receive education, so that they can grow their leadership skills, so that they could stand up here maybe, and you know what? They could teach a class someday. They could become a professor. These are careers. These are pathways that you are allowing survivors to step into. And it is so amazing. I mean, one day to think of that a survivor is going to be working on the innovation for another chatbot like Gracie, that a survivor is going to be joining in on tech, that a survivor is going to be coding. A survivor is going to be
Love
sitting
that.
behind the screen.
Yes.
She's going to be a marketing manager. A survivor is going to be, she's going to be building her own restaurant, and she's going to be building a team, and she's going to lead that team. Friends, that's what you're doing. It's made of tangible things. It's made of things that are even preventing sexual exploitation from happening in the first place. And we just see these numbers continue to go up.
let's look.
Okay,
Let's
we're
see
getting,
where we're at.
we're getting, all
Come
right,
on,
refreshing.
come on.
All right.
Oh, come on. Let's be there.
Oh my gosh, we are so close to $550,000.
We're just near $600 away from hitting that mark. Okay, let's refresh one more time. to see if we are there. This is incredible, friends. We are so close to unlocking that $25,000.
Yeah.
And what that does is it allows us to respond to emergent needs as well. You know, how can we forget just what happened in 2020?
Right.
Our world was flipped upside down. The entire world was just hit with COVID-19 and this pandemic. And we were able to show up in amazing ways. We were able to launch 19 different emergency programs because of funds that you had invested, that our supporters had invested.
That's
and so
right.
when you give tonight, you set us up to be able to meet needs that are coming up that we don't even know about right now.
That's right.
So we're able to have resources to invest. And in that moment back in 2020, we were able to launch. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because something is happening over here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have hit $550,000. That means the next $25,000 will be matched. And I'm trying to catch my breath.
Let's tell our team. Let's tell our team what
All
they
right.
need to do.
All right, what do they need to do?
That bus moment. Okay, team.
Not that much. Okay, that is
let's
so
not do
amazing.
that.
We made that. Oh my gosh! So we are just over $550,000.
Well, something was going to happen after that. I could have sworn.
I love seeing these numbers come. We have $50,000 to go, and we are not going to stop until we hit that, because we're not going to stop until all are free. Friends, another $3,000. It's really distracting to look at this. You know what, guys? When you invest in freedom, the return.
Yes. The next 20.
All right.
Okay, next.
The next $25,000 is matched.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
The next. I got it. I see.
If you
See,
didn't
I got
know that
little
this was a
confused.
live
I got
show,
little
you really
confused.
know
I
now.
thought we were unlocking some $25,000.
Yeah.
No, we unlocked a match. We unlocked matching money.
That's
That's
right.
what we did.
That
so
is
the
right.
next $25,000 that is raised in this moment will be matched, and
Yeah.
that's gonna get us to that 600.
I love
that's
when
gonna
you-
get us to the 600.
That's right.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yes.
And I love when you did that math, and
Yeah.
I can barely think right now, but I am going to try to do that math again. You know, we have over 700 people joining
Yes.
us. I know you might see that 135 in the chat, but there are 700 people viewing right now. And we are so excited. And if 100 people
Yes.
give $250,
We'd
we
be
would
there.
meet
We'd be
that
there.
match. And we're not going to stop.
Okay. All right. Let's
Do we need to
take
take a breather?
Yes, let's take a breath.
Okay, I'm gonna do some yoga.
We're in it with you. We're sitting in your homes. We're here with you. And I know that you're having conversations. I know that you're like leaning over to whoever you're with. You're like, should I give? Should I give in this moment? Hey, what do you think about giving this amount? Yes, you should. Yes, you should give. Come on.
Come on. Okay.
Let's go. We are ready to celebrate when we hit that 600,000.
We're
but
gonna keep
we
pushing.
still need to go.
Yes.
And we're gonna keep pushing
We
until
are not
hit
going to
it.
stop. I
Yes.
love how you talked about that, because when we give, it really does change who we are.
Yeah.
And let's prove tonight that nothing can stand in the way of generosity.
Yeah.
That nothing can stand in the way of it, not even sex trafficking.
Right.
Because it's true. Generosity, that is an identity. You know, when we step into that, we become abolitionists and we become world changers, and that changes us. We
Yeah,
are
it
just
does.
so
Yes.
excited.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So-
I can't.
I like the look of
okay.
this. I like the look of this.
I had to bring this with me.
What does this
so we hit the 550, and that triggered
Yes,
another
trigger.
$25,000
Okay.
match
We're
to
all
try to get us
confused.
to the $600,000 goal. And so someone texted me.
Okay.
Okay.
We weren't supposed to have our phones, Jeremy.
I know. But
Okay.
We're blind right now.
and we're gonna need these because we are just.
Should I refresh?
I'm like, we're getting
Should I
it. Basically,
refresh?
what's happening? Somebody texted me and they're sending $100,000.
Oh my god.
So that's amazing.
That's amazing.
So
Oh my god.
that means if we add the 25,000,
Oh my god.
that's
We're over.
like
Well over.
6, so like
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Oh my
600
gosh.
and 55. But then we have to
Oh
add
my
the
goodness.
$25,000 match.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh. I'm refreshing again.
I don't even know
Okay.
what's happening.
Yeah, this is absolutely
What are numbers right now? This is absolutely
amazing.
inspiring.
All right, we're adding in the $25,000 match, which takes us to
Are you guys screaming out there?
$680,743.
Oh my gosh, friends, we did it! Oh my gosh!
Unbelievable.
How many confetti cannons do we
Just keep
have?
it coming, just keep it
Okay.
coming.
I don't care. All the confetti.
I want this to happen every day of my life. This is so exciting.
Honestly, I am just so blown away. First of all, I'm blown away that you're all tuning in virtually, that you're spending Saturday night tuned in on a computer screen, on a TV screen, on your phone with friends. Thank you
Yes.
for tuning in tonight
Thank
and
you.
joining us
Thank
in
you.
this incredible night of freedom.
Yes.
To our incredible
Sponsors. Yes, that's right.
So we are so
Yes,
grateful
Cafe
for each
Lusso.
of you that have come to the table. And all
Yes.
those matching funds, thank you.
Yes.
That has really, truly
was
inspired
huge.
such incredible
Yes,
giving tonight. We
that's
are
right.
so grateful for you.
We are so grateful. Zarmada, Purpose
Yes.
Boutique. Thank you, Reach. Yeah,
Yes.
where we are at right
Yes,
now.
we're in the Reach
Thank you,
office.
Reach,
Thank you,
so
Reach
much.
Church.
Yes. ML Jackson Real Estate, Exopar Capital. Thank you all to
Yeah.
our sponsors and to each and every one of you.
I'm just gonna keep checking my phone.
Okay.
This has been
Jeremy.
amazing.
Probably
So
what else is happening.
I'm just loving my text thread tonight.
You have a little
Honestly,
confetti on
I'll
your-
take it. I'll take it. Yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you for leaning in.
Yes.
Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to those of you that invited your friends. I've loved seeing text messages tonight from people hosting dinner parties and hosting at their CrossFit gym, and people tuning in from all over the place, and for rallying to get South Dakota, because we had people registered in every single state
That's
tonight,
right.
which is
Yes.
absolutely amazing.
Every single state in over 10 countries.
Yeah.
So cool.
What's so incredible is when you guys show up in this way, it enables us to respond not only to the needs that we have right now, but to continue to respond to urgent needs. Most of you know that when COVID hit, we launched 19 COVID response programs in 15 countries in the first 14 weeks of the pandemic, that we responded when the needs were at their peak. So thank you for giving so generously to continue to enable us to advance the mission, push the fight forward. We absolutely couldn't do it without you.
We really,
so
truly
grateful. 680,000.
Yes. Oh my God.
Amazing.
This has truly been the best Freedom Dinner.
This is the biggest Freedom Dinner ever. Absolutely.
You got friends. We still have the after party.
Yes, that's
so
right.
Keep watching. There's still time. There's still moments to give.
Yeah.
So if you do not give tonight, that's okay.
Yes.
You will have time, and you can invest. You can continue
Yes.
to invest.
Yeah.
We are so
Yeah.
grateful for you.
Yeah, and the program will be available. Some
Yeah.
of you have asked if you could share it with friends, and there's some that couldn't make it tonight that were at a wedding or somewhere else that want to tune in later. So this will be available to share later, so
That's
that people
right.
who missed out tonight can participate, and we'll have an after party
Yes.
goal
Yes.
for when we
Yeah.
share this later and everything. So.
Yeah, we never stop celebrating freedom, and that's why we're having an after party. Friends, this has been the biggest. This has been 10 years, and we are so grateful. Our 10th annual Freedom Dinner, friends. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
We are so grateful. This is a 10th annual event that we will never forget.
Never.
So thank you for making it our biggest Freedom Dinner yet.
I mean,
Amazing.
I'm speechless.
We are so grateful. Well, we're going to be signing out.
Yes.
Cheers
Yes.
to all of you. Thank
Yes.
you, and have a great night.
Yes, let's high five. Woo! Oh my gosh, our team members. Ah! We did
This is where I wanna be, nah, nah, nah. Never ever gonna leave, nah, nah, nah. You ain't taking it from me. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. This is where I wanna stay, nah, nah, nah. I could do this every day, nah, nah, nah. It don't matter what they say. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. This is where I wanna be, nah, nah, nah. Never ever gonna leave, nah, nah, nah. You ain't taking it from me. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. This is where I wanna stay, nah, nah, nah. I could do this every day, nah, nah, nah. It don't matter what they say. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. So, this is where I wanna stay, nah, nah, nah. I could do this every day, nah, nah, nah. It don't matter what they say. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. So, this is where I wanna be, nah, every day. Nah,